Good morning, everyone. Actually, it's mid-morning. It is 10:31 here in East Tennessee. Hope y'all are having a great day so far. The sun is shining today. I think it's super cold outside. I've not actually been out yet, but it looks cold. I think we're supposed to have cold weather here for the next few days. So who are my cold weather friends? Do any of you guys like cold weather? I just can't do the cold weather. It's a struggle. The struggle is real from about this time of year until around my birthday, March 1st. I just really want to dig a hole and hibernate. But I'm trying to stay positive. So welcome back, you guys. Today we're going to be talking about Genesis chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2. So whether you're watching the video live or you are catching the replay, you want to make sure to read through the entire chapter of Genesis 2 today. And I have a couple of things that I want to share with you that maybe you've not thought about before from this chapter. And then I will also post some questions for today in the comments. First thing I want to ask you is, do you have a Sabbath? Do you have a Sabbath? And if we look at this chapter, we read in verse 3, it says, "And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because it was the day when he rested from all his work of creation." So think about it this way. If God himself needed rest, don't we all need rest? And did you know that honoring the Sabbath is also in the 10 Commandments? So God sees the importance of Sabbath as way up there. So let's talk about this. I know that sometimes when we think about the Sabbath, some people say, well, I work on Sundays or whatever day you observe as your Sabbath. You know what? That is okay. That is okay. You may have to pick a different day. The point is, we all need to spend one day a week resting, one day a week unplugging. And that's something that I am going to try to be more mindful of during this coming year. I observe usually Sundays, my Sabbath. I don't typically do any work on Sunday, but I'm going to kind of step it up a notch on Sundays. I think I am literally going to designate that as my unplug day. So for example, I don't think on Sundays I'm going to do online work. Or, I'm just going to unplug from social media the whole bit on Sundays and do other things. Maybe that's my day to sit down and read a book, or sit outside, or go for a ride, or take the dogs for a walk, or whatever. I'm going to do something where I'm not physically sitting in front of a device mindlessly scrolling. So Sabbath is very important. Something else that I want to point out for you in this chapter is verse 18. It says, "Then the Lord God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper who is just right for him." Did you know that God did not intend for us to be alone? Do I have any fellow hermits out there? Does anybody like to be alone? I like to be alone. It doesn't bother me to be alone. I'm very comfortable being alone. But did you know God doesn't want us to always be alone? He created us to be with others, to be in community with others. And sometimes that can be hard because we know not everyone is pleasant, not everyone is easy to deal with, but it is important. This time of year for me especially is very easy for me to be a hermit. When I am not traveling, I am teaching online in this room in my house, and if I choose, there can be days that I don't leave my house. But I have learned that that's not good for me, that we are created to be around others. So that's another thing I'm going to be more mindful of, is forcing myself to not be a hermit. God did not intend for us to be alone. So 2 takeaways from Genesis that you may have not thought about before from Genesis chapter 2. First, Sabbath is important. Make sure you have at least one day each week that you are resting. I encourage you, try unplugging with me. And number 2, God did not intend for us to be alone. So let's try to not be as hermit-like in this coming year. I will post some questions for today's reading in the comments below. Tomorrow we will be going on to Genesis chapter 3. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Thursday. I'll see you back here tomorrow.